What up, what up, what up, you guys? How are you? Good morning. Happy Tuesday. So, we are nearing the end of the month, and in our industry, listen, it's not time to play, okay? And I know a lot of people wait till the end of the month to really push it, and that's totally okay if that's how you work. I can't do that. It used to, like, I would be hungover at the beginning of the next month when I'd done that. So I just push all the time. And so at the end of the month, I don't have to worry so much because it kills me. Like I do if I'm really, really close to something, I'll push harder. But I try to push hard all the time. So that is not the topic of discussion. The topic is I'm getting asked a lot. What do I post, Michelle? How do I know if I should post it? What makes what I post any better or less than somebody else's? Why is somebody going to be following me? Why are they going to want to reach out to me? Why are they interacting with my stuff? And how do I know if it's good enough to even post? Okay, so how do I know if it's good enough? Why would they follow me? That's kind of like an ego trip. You're almost wondering what they're gonna think instead of how can I help. And so we're gonna get into that. So first thing is, what problems do you solve? What problems are you gonna solve? So we'll come back to that, but ask yourself, what problems are you specifically, not your company, but what problems are you solving? Because here's the thing, okay? Like when you go to an event, say for instance, sorry, I just fixed my hair and I'm trying to still fix it, I guess, I don't know. So when you go to an event, you're not there because you sell makeup, or you're not selling ketones just to sell ketones. You're solving problems. So just understand, what problems do you solve? What problem does this post solve? Okay? Are you making somebody smile? Are you empowering them to do more that day? What problem does your post solve? Or your video? Or whatever. Okay? And this is on Instagram, or your story. Now, stories are about entertainment as well, just like kind of like reality TV. That's your own personal reality TV show. But you always want to provide value in some form or fashion. Okay, so who are you talking to? You should be talking to you. So not to you, but to the person who's like you for the most part. So those 5 things that you are, that I had you do at the beginning of the class, those traits, those traits are the traits that you should focus on when you're talking to people. Those are the people like you are the people you should be talking to. And so if you know nothing about home decor, for me, for instance, okay, if I go and I do something, I tell people that. Like if I show a picture of something I've done, I'm like, y'all, I was clueless and I went and done this. I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert on it because that's not one of my 5 things. As a matter of fact, I rarely post those things, if ever, because that's not in my genre. It's not who I am. It's not part of something that I'm good at. And so what I'm good at is talking to people. Empowering people into action that they wouldn't have taken because I inspire them, or I make them smile, or I make them feel good. The makeup makes them feel good, more confident. I help people pay their bills, leave a legacy, help their families. I teach people like you guys so that you can grow your own businesses to help your own lives. And so and I relate to the person who is in recovery. I relate to the people who've never felt like they were enough, or they have self-worth issues. The people who never really took good care of themselves. Those are the people that I relate to. I relate to the people who need quick and easy. I relate to the people who need affordable. Those are my people. And so what I share is in related to that. And so whatever your 5 things are, or were, whatever there are, that's the things that you should focus on when you're looking at who am I talking to. I'm talking to me in another version, in another person. Okay? I'm talking to the people who want to change their lives and don't really know how. The woman who was depressed, the woman who needs just something to take care of herself, to feel a little better, to have a little more pep in her step. Those are my people, okay? Some of you, it may be an age group. Some of you, it may be like a creativity thing. Some of you, it could be 1,000,001 things, but know who you're talking to, okay? Now, in your post, how do you solve the problem? Mind you, I asked you first, what problems do you solve? So now we're going to say, how do you solve the problem? I solve the problem by being myself. That gives other people permission to be themselves. I am going to show them how to do their hair really quick or do their makeup really quick. And I'm also I'm going to show them the easiest ways to do things because easy is what I like. And so the person I'm talking to, likes easy too. They like quick too. They like affordable too. So how I'm going to solve the problem is I'm going to show them exactly how it is that I like things. I'm going to show them. I'm going to educate them. Or I'm going to tell them, I'm going to share a little story with them and tell them, you know what? Today was crap, but tomorrow's going to be good. Like the live video I done last night, for instance. What do I do when I'm having an off day? And I kind of shared tips. I was having an off day, but I shared tips around how to get through that. So how do you solve the problem? Okay. So it's up to you on how you choose to show up. You can choose to show up and wonder what somebody's thinking about what you're posting. You can wonder if anybody's going to read it or if you're going to be anybody's person, blah, blah, blah. And all you're really doing, number 1, is you're focusing on that ego. And number 2 is if you overthink it, you're probably not coming off as yourself and you're not attracting the people to you that you should be. Okay? So just don't overthink it. Leave the typos if that's you. Type exactly as you talk if you're not doing videos. I definitely recommend doing videos. IGTV, they want you to utilize those things. So save your Facebook Lives. Shorten them down to 10 minutes. Use the things they give you and be you and go through all these things that I've just said. Ask yourself these questions and answer them. Okay? Now, next thing. So whatever you are doing, okay, whatever you are doing, do it consistently. Do it every day. And don't change strategies every day. Do it consistent. Use consistency consistently, okay? So don't change your strategy every day. What you do consistently, consistency, what you do every day that's the same things, you could do stuff every day that's different, and that's not going to help you, okay? So, for instance, today, if I change my whole routine today and do stuff today, and then I change my whole routine tomorrow, do stuff tomorrow, that is not going to work. But if I do the same thing every single day, and maybe I add in one extra thing, but everything else stays the same, or maybe there's something I alternate, but then keep it like that. Don't change things often. Use what works and do it every single day, okay? So when I was at Ray's event, I had to miss an event, and this was inspired from the replay of that because I don't really like to talk about branding because I don't want you to feel like you need a tagline or colors or whatever because that's not true. Okay, you don't need those things, but on Instagram, it is really important to be pleasing to the eye and to provide that value and to be yourself. And like I've said 1,000,000 times, thank God that being yourself is trending because now people are trying to do it, but trying hard to be yourself makes you more of not yourself. It's just like me trying to not appear drunk when I'm sober. I don't drink, but try try to act sober. Glennon Doyle said that. Try to act sober when you are sober. It's hard. Like you're like, okay, like you see a cop, nothing's wrong. I still do this to this day. Nothing's wrong. And I'm like hitting my brakes. Oh God, I can't drive. Like all of a sudden I'm like a drunk person because I'm overthinking it. And that's what so many of you are doing with your posts. You're overthinking it, or you're not sharing anything to do with you. And it's all about your company. And nobody knows who the crap you are. They've never even seen your face. And they don't even know what they're following. They think it's a TV commercial. And I'm just giving some of y'all some tough love. Okay? I love y'all. But they want to see you. If you want... Okay, wait. So Michelle Gifford is where I got a lot of this. So let me go into this, okay? What was I fixing to say, though? Oh, short term versus long term. When she said that, I was like, yes. I do not like Michelle's email list, but I liked her thing at Glow. And that's the event that I missed, but I paid for it. So I got the replay, right? Well, most of it. But this was good because she's, and I'm not saying that you won't like her email list. Maybe get on it. I don't know, whatever. Just so you know, I'm not saying that. But I loved this. And she said, are you in it for the short term or the long term? And my spin on that is, are you like sharing your not your face? You're probably in it for the short term. Sharing everybody else's before and afters all day, you're probably in it for the short term. Not doing stories of your actual life, you're probably in it for the short term. Not getting people's emails, you're probably in it for the short term. And that is probably going to rock some of you a little bit. Understand that when the Facebook and Instagram thing crashed for one day, I done better than I thought I would. I'm not going to lie. But for real, what would you do? Where are your contacts? Do you have their emails? Have you done a class before? Maybe you're in makeup or a party. Maybe you've met up with people. Maybe you've done a taste test thing. Whatever. And you got nobody's emails. Did you get their emails? Because their email, number one, you can use something like ConvertKit or MailChimp. Be careful with MailChimp. It's free. You can only do certain things on there, so be very aware before you use MailChimp. ConvertKit is $30. I'm just saying, you just got to know what you can and can't post on MailChimp, okay? Or what you can and can't email on MailChimp. But having an email list, I'm not telling you to go Ray Higdon style and email people every day. But if you have their email, that you own your email list. Nobody can take it from you. Like people can unsubscribe and they also can subscribe. So if you have that email list, there's nobody that can take it from you. You cannot, there's nobody that can do it. But Facebook, they can shut it down today. They can shut down Instagram today. They're not gonna, but what if they did? What if something happened? What would you do? And so that's what I'm talking about, the long term. Get people's emails. What I do use MailChimp. I'm going to tell you why. It's because it's more user friendly and I'm not a technology, whatever. I am good with phones, but I'm not good with that, like apps, like technology smart apps. It's just not me. So a user friendly app is what I like. So I use MailChimp and it's easy. So in my links in bio, okay, I use the paid version. And the reason I don't use Linktree is because it crashes from time to time. Instagram will shut them down. They've never shut down links in bio. And I've done a video on that before, so y'all can check it out. But you can get 5 links free on that. I pay $5 a month for mine. I just upgraded to that so that I could add certain things. Like right now on there, so you can click on it from my Facebook or my Instagram, and it takes you, like it has a place. Click here to follow me on Instagram, and I link that so people could click it. It has click here to get I think like makeup tips or beauty tricks or something or other, and they can get on my email list. It's got my YouTube, it's got my Facebook page, it's got my makeup site, my Head Candy code and the link for them, and whatever. It's got all the things because I have unlimited ways to link it. So create an email list and share it somewhere, even if it's just in your links. Offer them something for free like I did, which is tricks, free tricks, tips, whatever, and send them to them because it becomes personal and that's long term, okay? And I'm not telling you to be crazy and go ahead and start a YouTube and go ahead and do this and go do that. What I really think you should do is you should hone in on one platform, own it, and when you own that platform, then you can move to another. And so if you feel comfortable on Instagram, then you need to rock it over there until you are rocking and rolling. And then you can worry about Facebook if you want, or YouTube if you want. But the fact is, if you, you need to own one. Really just blow it up before you decide to go somewhere else and try to get your hands in all the things. I waited until my Facebook was rather large before I ever really started focusing on Instagram. And when I started focusing and tracking and doing these things on Instagram, that's when I decided to do the class, okay? So, there's that. Now, next thing. So, every time you go to create a piece of content, ask yourself, okay? Hold on. Okay, sorry. When you're creating a piece of content, okay, is this solving the problem? Is this inviting somebody into my life, into my email list, into my something in a way that is not spammy or gross, an infomercial? Are you providing the value that makes people want to continue to connect with you? Okay? What does that mean? Are you making people laugh? Do they want to message you and say, oh my God, you're so funny? Do they want to message you and say, oh my God, my kid's just like that? When you provided a tip or you told a joke about your kid killing you or something. Are people messaging you and caring about you? Right? Do they check on you when you tell them you have a bad day? Because here's the thing. Let me throw my notebook down. I'm fixing to get into some stuff here. But here's the thing, okay? What we're doing is we're creating a community. And the people that get on your email list, you know for a fact that they are your people, okay? They can leave at any time, but they are yours. And they are your people. And you get to connect with them on a one-on-one level. And you get to send that to all of them, but it's still personal. You're still taking that time and they know that you are. They know that you're taking the time to do that. And when you build a community, you're providing them value. You're making them laugh. You're educating them. You are being yourself. And by being yourself, you're giving them permission to be themselves. And so many people need that permission. They need it. The world, everything needs you. Your specific self. Okay? And so when you're making your content, don't worry about Sally's. Don't worry about Susie's. Worry about yours. And what are you doing? What problems do you solve? What person are you talking to? And again, if you watch this from the beginning, you'll see what I'm talking about. But for me, I'm talking to the underdogs. I'm talking to people who feel less than or have felt. I'm talking to the women who've been down and they've been depressed and they need something. I'm talking to the mom who feels like she needs something for herself. The family that needs the money. Because I relate to all those people. I'm talking to the former addict or homeless person. Those are my people. Because all of those things I relate to. Right? I'm talking to the person with a good, kind human heart. Because that relates to me. So you need to talk to the people that relate to you. So every time before you post a piece of content, do not post it for no reason. Have a reason. Is this doing something for them? Because it's not about you. It's about the people you're serving. And in this profession, the more people you impact and help, the more money you will make. And if money is your driver, you can't help but impact people in this profession. So, impact people. Make money, okay? But you get to decide if you're doing it for the short term or the long term, and if you're going to sit and compare yourself and let your ego drive, or are you going to let that the want to help, the want to impact, the want to leave a legacy, are you going to let that drive, or your ego and worry about what people are thinking about, or somebody else's post is better than yours? Because guess what? The people who are like you, if your post isn't perfect, if your post was perfect, they're not going to relate to you. Do you understand? If you're a not perfect person, none of us are, but if you made a perfect post and the people that have been following you because you're not perfect see it, they're not going to want to keep following you because they'll know that that's not them. So be you. More people are chaotic and crazy than are perfect with that perfect little corner in their lives that they show everybody on Instagram. Okay? And more people are pushing that away and pushing it away and pushing it away. So be you. All right? So stand up, take your spot, and choose to be heard. Choose to use your voice. Choose to share you. My husband asked me yesterday, why do you gotta tell him everything that we're doing? You just said I was on my way to get a truck. Now you're saying we can't find one. And I didn't post that one because I was pissed. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't have to include you. But this is what I do. You can like it or not. But this is what I do. And so you're going to have those people who question you, and they're going to say mean shit, and sometimes it's going to be people you love. So what? If your drive or your want to help or to impact people, because again, impact and value equals money, right? Impact and value to people equals money. If that drive to do that is big enough, you're not going to give two shits what anybody says. You're going to keep going every day, even if it's something small, if it's something that you want. And I don't think that you would have paid for this if you did not want it. I know this is a weird time too, by the way, but understand that you're overthinking way too much. Make sure if you didn't see this from the beginning, you watch it. I think it's going to be helpful for so many of you. And I've got people messaging me who've got 300 followers since we started. I've got people who's got 100, who's got 30, who's got whatever. But they've gotten more because they've done what I've suggested. So please don't just learn this to know it. Don't learn it to say I'm really smart about Instagram. Teacher, ask me anything. Learn it to do it. Learn it and use it. Learn it and actually do the things. So here is my action step for you today. Okay? Go to either ConvertKit or MailChimp. Create a list. It's very user-friendly. Okay? Download the app, either one. You can pay $30 a month for ConvertKit or MailChimp. You can take your chances with MailChimp. It's up to you. Okay? It's totally your call. But you download one of those two apps, ConvertKit or MailChimp, right? And then what I want you to do is create a list. And all the list is the title of your email list. And my title is newsletter. That's what I titled it for this list. I have lots of lists, okay? But newsletter. And I want you to go to your links in bio that you've created. Remember, because I had you do it a few videos back. If you didn't do it, you probably should go back and do it. Okay? Whether you have the free version or the paid version, it's your call. Okay? And I want you to go and I want you to, in your app, MailChimp or ConvertKit, share the list. So you'll copy the link and I want you to put that in your links in bio. Okay? I hope we're following me so far. I want you to add that list to the links in bio, okay? And then I want you to go in your stories and I want you to announce it. I want you to say, you guys, I've decided that I'm going to do this thing. It's going to be so fun. So I made an email list. I think I'm going to provide y'all with I'm going to provide y'all with these tips around this or this or this, or I'm going to do this or this or this, and I'm going to send it to you. Don't worry, I'm not going to send you an email every day. You're definitely not going to get 5 today. You might not even get 1 for a whole week. But if you go to the link in my bio and you'll screenshot it and you'll circle it, okay? And then you'll upload that picture in your story so that they see where to click, okay? And then you'll screenshot again what happens after you click, and you'll circle the one you want them to click on. And then you'll upload that screenshot in your stories. And then you'll come back on with your face. That's all you got to do. Go to my feed, click that, and then click that one. Type your information in there, and I will send you, it'll probably be monthly, maybe every couple weeks. I'll send you all my tips around mindset, hair, makeup, or I don't know, my weight loss tips, my whatever, the keto diet, whatever you want it to be. It can transform into something else. It doesn't have to be permanent, but so that you can get it on the ball today, if you don't, like for real, so that you can get it on the ball today, go ahead and do that. Okay? One new list, and do exactly what I said. If you need to watch this back, that's fine. Push, play, listen, pause, go do that step. Come back, play, listen, pause it, go do that step. Okay? If that's what it takes, do it. Because and that's if you're in it for the long term. Okay? Because if you're not in it for the long term, I'm not sure why you paid to be in here, but if you're in it for the long term, please do this for yourself. Do it for yourself. Okay? Okay. Now, if y'all have questions how to make a story or anything, you guys can go back. There's lots of screen share videos on how to do a story. I showed y'all how to use links in bio. It's super simple. MailChimp, I don't want to show you one or the other because I don't want it to be on me which one you decide. But MailChimp or ConvertKit, again, I'm using MailChimp. It's user-friendly, and I'm taking that risk because they do have policies because it is free on like MLM stuff. But because I'm sharing tips and things like that, I don't think that I'm going to be bothered, and I've not been, and I've had it for a while, but I've only used it for like customers and things like that. And so now I'm broadening it out, which is what I should have done a long time ago. So thank you guys for hopping on. Do that today or as soon as you can, whatever. I understand that everybody has lives. And I will talk to y'all soon. I know that I haven't been on here, like Mike got out as soon as I got back from Teal. And so it's been crazy. So I'm doing more than I initially said that I was gonna. But I'm doing it because for that week I was kind of off. But we're still adjusting here. So thank y'all. I love you. I'll see you soon.